Mundo is one of the tankiest champion in this game and does not require a lot of skill to execute him properly. With his slow, Mundo can run down enemies without any problems and tank away the kite damage and has a passive that grants him CC immunity for one spell.
Okay.
And when he hits level 6, he basically becomes immortal and also get tons of other buffs. Well, these are probably informations which aren't new to you guys, but you probably saw the title and might be asking yourself, why should I play this thing inside the jungle? Well, I already told you about Mundo's strength to run enemies down and become a tanky monster. The running down ability is something we can make use of while ganking, and Mundo also has a quite surprising amount of movement speed. Another plus point is his clear speed thanks to his ridiculous high base stats, which allows him to full clear twice without any problems and ensure him to reach level 6 right after the 6-minute mark. With his new unlocked immortal spell you go for ganks right away, and there is no way the enemy can escape or turn the fight, since he is nearly immortal. As I said, nearly immortal. Here are the runes. And now I will show you guys how to dominate the game with a jungler that doesn't require any skill at all. First of all, you are going to buy Hailblade that transform into Chilling Smite since it slows the enemy by 20% and increases yours by 20. So it is a perfect tool to run down the enemy. I mean, it's a free slow with a summoner. Now we are going to talk about the jungle clear. At level 1 we are going to start at the blue buff. And before you start saying that Mundo's spells don't require any mana. Yes, I know. We are going to start at blue because I like the color blue more than red. Jokes aside, it is equally fast when you do blue and rump at the same time. But starting blue makes the clear way easier. So make sure to put your first skill point into the Q spell since this ability deals 20% damage of the maximum health of your opponent. In this case, the blue buff. That's why you should use it instantly. Also keep in mind that it is an auto attack reset. When you are done, put your second point into the E spell. This spell deals 200% more damage against non-epic monsters and deals more damage based on your missing health. So make sure that you don't use smite or any other healing items while clearing. And of course, use your Q spell right at the beginning. After that you are going to the wolves. Throw your Q spell on the big one since it has more HP than the others, and make sure to use your E spell for the small ones. The reason why you do this is because they get knocked back and damage all monsters they went through. This way, Mundo can increase his clear speed significantly. Next you skill your last spell, the middle one. The fourth camp are going to be the raptors. And now we have some time for a short quiz. Which spell are you going to use first? Yes, you guys are right, it's the E spell. What? Yeah, okay, enough funny for today. The Q spell again, but this time you are going to throw it before you reach the bush in order to pull the camp as fast as you can. Then you can instantly use your E spell to punch a small raptor into the others, dealing AoE damage, and use the W spell right after. Kill the red buff and then do the Krugs. Here is the first time you actually have to use your smite, but this will be the only time that Mundo is going to be on low health. Then you do the Scuttle Crab. Smite into Q and E spell should be enough to kill it in an instant. After that you can look for overstaying mid laners, and when he is smart enough and went back, you can just go into your bot side jungle and make a full clear again. As already said, Mundo has such a high base damage that he can kill the second camps without any problems. And you don't need your smite at all. Just use it to unlock your Chilling Smite faster. When you're done with the second full clear without blue and red of course, it's time to make your first gank. Depending on the situation you can use Ghost to increase your movement speed, and don't give the enemy any time to react, even when he saw you on the mini-map, which rarely occur in low elo League of Legends. When they still haven't saw you, just use your E, auto attacks and W to make damage. When he tries to run away, use your Q spell since it slows the enemy by 40% for about 2 seconds. Just make sure to hit it, otherwise they might escape. But since I'm such a genius you will never see me missing a cleaver. I don't have to see my opponent to hit my Q spell. You thought I'm gonna miss, right? Joke's on you. I won't miss until I'm challenger.
Bruh.
Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, ganking lanes with Mundo. So make sure to throw the cleaver when the enemy is still nearby. When he tries to stun you with some kind of stupid spell, well, you actually don't care since you are Mundo who has a CC immunity on his passive. As I already said, for these types of running the enemy down ganks, it is crucial to take Ghost with you. Since this makes it impossible for the enemy to run away because the only thing you have to do is throwing a cleaver on an enemy standing right in front of you. Together with your teammate, you guys should have enough damage to take her out. Have fun dodging this zigzag. The perma-slow also allows your ally to deal consistent damage. The other handy thing with Mundo jungle is that you don't really have to mind the enemy supporter that mainly has CC abilities, since with Mundo's immunity, you can just run to the enemy and punch her to death. Well, and the support who tried to protect her won't escape either. Also, the reason why you start ganking after reaching level 6 is simple. By just pressing one button, Mundo can run into 3 enemies and try to force them to attack him instead of his carries. At this stage of the game, Mundo still deals too much damage, which is the reason why you can't ignore him. In fact, he doesn't even need help, since it is enough to run them down while something is tickling you. Oh, it's a Draven.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Mundo's movement speed cannot be underestimated because flashing away won't help when I activate the 4 abilities. Ghost, Chilling Smite, Cleaver. Okay, I lied, there are actually 3. As Mundo jungle you don't really need kills to be useful. So it is totally fine to give your teammates some kills, but when it seems like they can't get it, feel free to take it. Bro really started complaining while playing Vayne top. To be honest, you deserve to suffer. But what if the enemy jungler counter ganks the lane? Well, in that case, just press the I'm not going to die button and commit to the fight or run away. The enemies won't chase you since they know it's a stupid idea to tower dive in Mundo. Let's just agree it was a stupid idea. Well, okay. We already talked about numerous things that can happen during ganks and that Mundo pretty much win all these scenarios. But what happens when you randomly encounter the enemy jungler inside the jungle? As I have already told at the beginning, Mundo has really high base stats. So when the fight turns into sort of a punching match that keeps going until someone dies, you can't lose it. Even when it is a Kha'Zix that has some isolation damage. As a Mundo you just don't care. So feel free to interrupt the enemy jungler when he is doing the Drake and just tell him to go somewhere else, for example the place called Heaven. Nevertheless, he called his bot lane friends in the hope they could save him, but they made one big mistake. They thought they can kill jungle Mundo. But they can't. And that's basically the slogan you are going with during the late game. Mundo becomes a tanky unkillable monster that can just run straight into teamfights and make the enemy waste their ultimates on you. When you think it was a bit too much damage, feel free to leave the fight to heal a bit. And just go straight back in when you think you are ready. But not only during teamfights, the tankiness is also useful while you are running away from some enemies, since you have high mobility and CC immunity, most of the time there is still a chance to get out. Also a great tool to tower dive enemy champions. Or even prevent them from reaching the tower. Another cool trick you can use as Mundo jungle is letting the enemies prepare the Baron for you. You just wait until it gets low on health, and when it's ready, you just activate Ghost and run into the pit and take it. They can't kill or stun you. It can be done with every epic monster, dragon, Baron or Herald. And when you want to dominate your games with a jungler that can run down and one-shot enemies in an instant. Click on this video right here.